Hello and welcome to Kinaway's Health and Wellbeing webinar series. Today we have part 4 coming up. For those of you that have been joining us the whole time, welcome back. For those joining for the first time, welcome, and hopefully Brendon can provide you some value like he has for everyone joining from the start. Before we kick things off, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Jason Williams. I'm an Aboriginal Economic Development Broker here at Kinaway. And I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which people are viewing. I'd also like to pay my respect to elders past and present. And now I would like to welcome Brendon, our Wellbeing clinician.
Thanks, Jason. Good morning or hello, everyone, and welcome again. Yeah, look, if you don't already know, my name is Brendon Hede. I am the small business wellbeing clinician based here at Kinaway. I'm providing services to all the members of Kinaway, plus your families and your staff, for any kind of wellbeing support that you might be needing. The number is 1-800 Kinaway. I'm available Monday to Friday, 9 till 5. And the service is more or less designed to just offer support to you guys. If there's any stress, if there's any anxiety, or if you notice any staff or family that might be better suited to just have a talk to somebody neutral, the service that I'm providing is completely free and also private and confidential. So if you feel the need, please pick up the phone, 1-800 Kinaway. You come directly through to me, and we can have a chat, and we can go from there. So now that you know what I do and where I'm from, we're at the end of our mindfulness webinar. There's been a lot of information that we've delivered, and that's why we've broken it up into a few parts, so that we haven't given you an information overload, to give you an idea of where we started. And look, you guys, you can go back to the start. You can find these videos on all of our platforms, whether it be the website, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. You can go back and find them. And if you can find Mindfulness Part 1, and then away you can go. We did actually start it with, when it comes to mindfulness, how does the mind work? We really broke it down and started with what is mindfulness. And what were some of the facts around mindfulness? Where does our mind go? We talked about developing some simple skills in regards to what happens when our thoughts take hold of us. What are our thoughts? We talked about that. I think that was in the second part. We talked about the parts of our mind. There's the reactive mind, and then there's the wise mind, which is the one that we should engage with when dealing with difficult thoughts. Then we talked about our emotions. We talked about our emotions and how they relate to our values. And we talked about values as well. So there's been a lot of information. And I think when we got towards the end of the part 3, we talked about responding to events that are inside and outside our sphere of influence. We talked about the sphere of influence. And then we also sort of finished off last week talking about compassion, self-compassion, how we can be a bit kinder to ourselves. And I think right up towards the end, we basically talked about how sleep, exercise, and nutrition can all have major impacts on our mental health. And I think that's where we left it when we decided to talk about those 3 things: the sleep, nutrition, and exercise. And I think that's where we take us today, Jason.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. So what are some facts about exercise?
Yeah, exercise, it is so important. Look, fact 1, right? Flow activities are ones in which your brain becomes absorbed. They are mindfulness in action. So another fact is, like, when you're surfing, when we're surfing, mountain biking, practicing yoga, or even playing chess, we are likely to be in a state of flow. It means completely in the moment. We're no longer caught up in things in the past or the future. Enjoyment is a key factor in sticking with an exercise routine. Don't go and sign up for the gym You know, if we'll do pretty much anything to avoid going, and who hasn't been guilty of that? Instead, choose other things which we like to do, from walking the dog to windsurfing. There's a whole range of options to keep us motivated. Other people are one of the best sources of motivation. So consider inviting a friend for a game of tennis, joining a running group, or signing up for a sporting team. Being accountable to a group which meets regularly will ensure that we don't give into laziness, and also produces mood-enhancing social benefits. Combining mindfulness, meditation, and aerobic exercise can have a powerful impact, with especially positive outcomes for those working through depression. So, and good nutrition can make a world of difference. While the science is complex, there's growing evidence to suggest that our diet can play a key role in maintaining your emotional well-being. The least healthy foods are often the ones we crave the most. Unfortunately, a constant stream of salty snacks or sugary treats is not great for our body or our brain.
Brilliant, mate. I think definitely a couple of those facts resonated with myself. Right at the end, we got into nutrition. Can you share a little bit more about nutrition for me?
Sure. Jason, your mum was right when she told you to eat your greens. Research has found consumption of fresh fruit and vegetables appears to be highly correlated with healthy brain functioning. Another fact, regularly consuming protein ensures a continuous supply of the amino acid which is needed to create that feel-good chemical serotonin. Another fact, the omega-3 fatty acid found in seafood, particularly in oily fish, is another substance thought to have powerful mood-boosting properties. And one of the other facts, there was a Norwegian study of nearly 22,000 participants revealed those who regularly took like a cod liver oil were about 30% less likely to have symptoms of depression than those who did not. And other recent studies have positively linked the use of probiotics, which boost good bacteria, with improvement, and they link those with improvements with brain functioning and well-being.
Brilliant, mate. I'll have to see if we can edit out the fact where you said my mum was right. I can't let her know that.
No, don't let her know that. Yeah.
But what about avoidance strategies? Can you talk me through that?
Yeah, we're really good at these, aren't we? So we talked about the importance of sleep, nutrition, and exercise, but to really boost our brain and body, it also helps to recognize our avoidance strategies. Many common bad habits are linked to avoidance. Often we do things which aren't great for us because they bring some temporary comfort or distract us from all those tricky emotions. When a stressful event occurs, there is inevitably a ripple effect with a wave of emotions extending outwards. When that wave gets to us, which coping strategies do we use? Some coping strategies allow us to engage our wise mind, which we talked about, I think, in part 2, which is the release the emotional energy and return to a space of calm. But just about all of us tend to engage in other coping strategies which aren't so wise. When your reactive mind takes over, it may do all sorts of things to fight the feeling or avoid it. We might drink, smoke, overeat, or take some painkillers. We might avoid contact with other people or spend hours gambling, shopping, or on social media. These strategies may provide short-term relief, but they do little to deal with the emotions. So the ripple will continue outwards. Reliance on these coping strategies may lead to addiction, health problems, or financial issues. We may end up with more stress, more pain, or even more ripples. And how will we cope with these? If we keep relying on the wrong strategies, then the waters can become very choppy. And so to reduce suffering and psychological struggle, we'll need to recognize these old avoidant reactive strategies and replace them with some which are a little wiser. So, just right now, I recommend just take a moment and think about what avoidant strategies you use. What wise coping strategies could you use instead? Let me ask a question. Is it possible to block out all the uncomfortable emotions and just let in all those nice, pleasant ones? The answer is no. When you attempt to barricade yourself off from emotions such as sadness or disappointment and frustration, we may also block out other emotions such as excitement, joy, and love. So in the end, if we're left feeling a little numb to everything, we may feel like we're feeling a little numb to everything. And while avoidance strategies may feel comfortable and familiar, they can also stop us from truly experiencing the best things in life. Using mindfulness will not only help us process difficult emotions, it will also allow us to deeply connect with the things that make life great.
Mate, it really doesn't seem like avoidance is a great idea. So what do you suggest we do when the going gets tough?
Yeah, look, every job is different, Jason. So some people put on a tie and try not to lose it at the office photocopier. Some put on a headset and try to maintain patience with the most difficult customers. Others put on a uniform and try to save lives in the most critical situations. So, but it really doesn't matter what we do or what we wear to work. We're all human. Inevitably, we all have a human reaction to our experiences. We will all be affected by our emotions, and we will go through times that are tough. When these times come, it's important to respond with mindfulness and self-compassion. The most resilient people will always have a plan of action, a plan which they believe in, a plan which they know that can help them manage their feelings and cope during difficult time. So let's talk about preparing our own personal action plans, which we can make use of whenever the going gets tough. To start, I will help connect you to one of the most valuable sources of resilience, your support network. As human beings, we are not alone, nor are we meant to be. Humans cope far better with the everyday stresses of life when we allow ourselves to be supported. It helps to have people you can safely let into your inner world, people that we can talk to honestly with, people we can trust with all those tightly held thoughts and feelings. Mindful support is focused, compassionate, and non-judgmental. There may be different people in our lives who can offer this type of support. It may be a very close friend, a colleague, a life partner, or anyone who wants the best for you. We may also find it easier to chat with someone outside the challenging situation. Larger organisations will often offer an employee assistance program or a peer support program. During periods of stress, many people will visit their local GP. If the doctor feels like we would benefit from additional support, they may refer us to a psychologist. Psychologists can provide mindful support and equip us with a whole range of techniques to help improve our emotional well-being and manage stress effectively. Excuse me. So back to the action plan, right? The first exercise will help you build your personal action plan. In difficult times, it is important to ask for support. The people we reach out to, maybe close friends or colleagues, family members, or anyone who wants the best for us. Please make note of 2 people you will turn to when the going gets tough. When you're experiencing prolonged stress, or if you're feeling overwhelmed by a situation, it can be highly beneficial to access additional support from someone who is specifically trained to help. So please make a note of one of the ways you can access further or professional support, and make a note of it.
Brilliant, mate. Self-compassion, action plans, support networks, they all sound great. Can you share some more facts about support though?
Yes. Yeah. Look, in Australia, we have up to 10 Medicare rebated sessions with a psychologist following a doctor's referral. And sessions are obviously 100% confidential. Um, Asking for support makes you stronger, not weaker. Research shows people who frequently access their support networks typically register higher levels of resilience than those who do so infrequently. Social support can be a powerful protective force. Numerous studies have shown accessing social support can help protect against common conditions such as depression and anxiety. Excuse me, talking too much. So having a healthy social network can even help you to help us enjoy better physical health and live longer. Many people engage in self-isolating behavior at times, and when they are most in need of support. So when the going gets tough, it's important to overcome this inclination. By chatting with someone we trust, we may experience less suffering and feel supported in moving forward. When the going gets tough, it's easy to focus all your attention on problems and forget about all the really good stuff like joy. As children, most of us are brilliant at connecting with joy. Constantly, we are on the search for fun, joyful things to do. But as we get older, we gain more responsibilities, and a whole lot of other things can start to take priority. Suddenly, there's a very long list of things to do, and a lot of them don't bring much joy at all. Joy is good for us, and it can play a big role in building long-term resilience. Um, you will need to make a priority. Remember, it's okay to play. While being grown up involves plenty of responsibilities, it also means being able to make your own choices. So choose joy. Choose to reprioritize some of those great things which have fallen to the bottom of our to-do list. Whatever it is that we're into, choose to make time for it and choose to enjoy it to its very fullest. It's also important not to overlook the very small joys in our life. When doing something as routine as getting ready for work, take a few mindful moments to appreciate these small joys. Regularly connecting with joy can help to maintain an optimistic outlook and become more resilient. And that's about it, Jason. That's our mindfulness presentation in 4 parts. I know there's a few and there's a lot of information there. Gee, the throat's playing up today. But I hope the members and the people who watch this can go back to part 1 and just have a listen to a little bit because the whole aim of the game is for just something to resonate with you. I don't expect you all to go back and memorize all of this, but if there was just one takeaway that you could take away and introduce into your daily lives, then it goes a long way to improving your mindfulness. And improving your mindfulness means that when heavy stuff comes at you, you're in a much better state to deal with it straight away. You're not stressed. You're not on the edge. If you're practicing mindfulness, you're in a much a state of calm before anything or if anything does arise. And as always, Jason, what we'll do is we might finish the session with a mindfulness exercise. We've done this the last 3 goes, so we might as well keep it going. So for you guys that are listening now, what I'd like you to do is just take a nice comfortable seat, have your feet flat on the floor, or maybe just place your hands on your knees. And take a deep, long breath, fill up your lungs real good and hold it for a second. Now when you exhale, close your eyes down and let yourself relax. Get rid of the surface tension in your body. Let your shoulders relax, because it's okay to relax today. Now put your awareness on your eyelids. You know that you can relax the eyelids, and you know you can relax them so deeply. As you focus on your breathing, allow a feeling of relaxation and comfort to come up through your toes and over the tops of your feet and around your ankle. And as you're doing your breathing, that feeling of relaxation move up your shins, over your knees, and up your thighs. Keep the breathing going. That's it. Let that relaxation come up through your hips, through your abdomen, into your chest, up into your shoulders and down your arms, over your elbows, through your forearms, down into your fingers. Let that feeling of relaxation now come up through your neck, through your chin, your jaw, slowly up over your face, around your forehead and over your head and down your scalp, down to the back and into the back of your neck. Keep that breathing going. Let that feeling of relaxation now come down through your shoulder blades, down through your back, down through the backside and into the hamstrings. Focus on your breathing and that feeling of relaxation now through the back of your knees and down your calves, through the back of your ankles, through the bottoms of your feet and back down into your toes. And when you're ready, you can join us back again and open your eyes. And that is just one simple way to do some mindfulness exercise. As I've said before, if you could develop that habit of doing it once a day, and the key obviously is to find somewhere nice and quiet, whether it's just on the end of your bed at the end of the night or whatever. It's hard with kids to find quiet moments at home, but if you can do a simple mindfulness exercise like that, now that's what I would call like a body scan. The breathing is important and the body scan is just nice and comforting. And if you did that twice and just took your time, that's 10 minutes of mindfulness. Now, if you could do 10 minutes of mindfulness a day, that'd be great. That'd be perfect. That's what we would like everybody to try and take on board. A lot of people say they haven't got the time, but hopefully a lot of that information that we've done over these 4 parts of mindfulness presentation, you can make mindfulness a priority. But more importantly, I think, is we've given everybody an idea of what mindfulness is. It's been a buzzword for a number of years. Hopefully we've shed some light on what mindfulness is and how it works. And hopefully some of you or all of you have taken one little thing away from these presentations, and you can run with it in your own time, in your own space. But that's it, Jason. Thanks, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, it's Brendon. I am the Small Business Wellbeing Clinician on 1-800 Kinaway from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. If you feel like having a chat about anything, I'm here. It's available. The service is available. It's free to you guys. And as I said earlier, it's completely private and confidential. So feel free to give me a call if you'd like to have a chat.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Brendon. There were some really, really good takeaways there. Prioritizing joy is probably the one for me. So I'd like to echo what you said. Thank you, everyone, for joining us, and all the best, and hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.
See you guys.